说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello there, elementaries. My name is Ken Carroll.
Hey, I'm Jenny.
We have a lesson in spoken Mandarin for you. Boy, do we have a lesson for you.
Yes, we're peeking into someone's diary.
We are. We have the diary here before us. It's sitting on the table.
Yeah.
The misfortunate creature, his name is, what's her name again?
Yang Jie.
Yang Jie. And we've had to do this because Yang Jie is just, I don't know. She's
so popular.
What do you think about it? You have been very critical of her, Jenny. I mean, let's be...
Really?
Yeah, you have. You have been critical.
How can I be critical of myself?
You have been critical of Yang Jie. Now, obviously, she doesn't exist in real life. At least I don't think she does.
She's inspired by many real-life characters.
She might be real. I don't know. But the point is this. You have been harsh on her.
All right.
I want you to admit that you've been hard, and that is fair, please, Jenny.
Yes, I admit I have
Okay.
a problem.
All right, all
with
right.
her.
Now, we're going to sort of explore her little world a little bit more today. Do you want to give us a quick preview? What's she talking about?
Yeah, she redeems herself in this episode.
Does she?
Yeah. She starts to show some
Human warmth?
especially toward this guy who's been very helpful with her,
yeah.
Wang Wei.
Well, now here you are. You're talking about redemption here, and which implies that she sank to some kind of moral depravity or depth or something. And am I reading too much into your
Looking
attitude?
into every angle, yeah.
Okay, all right, fine. Fair enough, fair enough. Be like that, Jenny. Now, would you tell us what's going to happen or preview this in some sense? That would be useful.
She shifts her opinion about him in this episode.
She does.
So let's have a listen.
That's big of her. All right, let's listen to this. I think one time is probably enough
Yeah.
to listen to Yang Jie.
我刚刚和王伟从图书馆回来，我有好多不懂的东西，他都耐心地教我，而且他很幽默。以前我以为他很无聊，现在发现他真好。以后我要对他好一点。
One-time translation,
Yes.
like we always do.
Yes.
我刚刚和王伟从图书馆回来，
I just returned from the library with Wang Wei.
我有好多不懂的东西，他都耐心地教我。
I had many things I didn't understand, and he very patiently explained them to me.
而且他很幽默。
And besides, he's actually very funny.
以前我以为他很无聊，现在发现他真好。
I used to think he was kind of boring, but now I realize he's actually quite a good guy.
以后我要对他好一点。
I guess from here on, I'll be a little bit nicer to him.
See how she saves herself?
No, I don't.
No?
No, I find this reprehensible. She's just...
You've never been a teenage girl, obviously.
No, not that I know of.
Speaking from my own experience, that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, I'll go with you on this one, Jenny. Whatever you say. Let's look at the language then perspective because there's a lot more we can say about here. Maybe we should look at the language first.
好，我刚刚和王伟从图书馆回来。
Now, this is a very nice piece of lexical density right here. This is the stuff.
Yes.
This is the stuff that'll put hairs on your linguistic chest.
How empowering.
This is the stuff that'll mix your metaphors. But anyway, let's see. It's great. I want to hear that again. I just want to hear. It's such a great sentence. Please, Jenny.
我刚刚和王伟从图书馆回来。
Look at that. Now, 从图书馆回来, from the
Library.
returned.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I have just.
我刚刚。
Now, isn't that just beautiful? That just rolls off the
sound.
tongue.
刚刚。
我刚刚. I could say that all day long.
Sounds like King Kong's brother. 刚刚。
Does it? Okay. Interesting. 我刚刚. Now, look, I want you to walk around the room right now practicing this out loud.
我刚刚。
我刚刚. It's enunciate, you know, and because this is an incredibly useful phrase.
Yeah.
I have just. And the grammar is thrown in for free. You don't even need to know why it works. It just does. Now, so let's hear the whole thing. The way it's structured is just poetry to me because it's so typically Chinese, I think. So literally translated, it was, I have just, with Wang Wei, from the library, returned.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Let's listen to it again.
我刚刚和王伟从图书馆回来。
Love that. Now, you could change all the elements in that and still keep the pattern.
Yes.
You know, you could change library to bookstore, you could change name to this, and blah, 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 blah.
So experiment with yourself.
Indeed. Now, let's look at the level of meaning here. So, Yang Jie is saying she just came back from the library with Wang Wei. And the problem with Wang Wei is his name sounds way too familiar, way too similar to the expression wrong way. He's doing it, Wang Wei is doing it the wrong way. I just get that impression.
You don't like him, do
I
you?
like him.
Oh,
I think he's really, really good, but
you feel bad for him.
yeah, sometimes. Now, this lady is revealing that she kind of misunderstood a lot about the past. Let's hear that.
我有好多不懂的东西，他都耐心的教我。Actually, she's talking about her studies,
Yes.
and there's a lot she doesn't understand.
Or didn't until she met him, right? So let's have a look at that. The first part of it, and there's, again, super Lexis in here. Who writes this stuff? You do. Good. Let's look at the first part of the sentence.
我有好多不懂的东西。
Beautiful. 我有好多不懂的东西. I have many do not understand things. Isn't that great?
Yes.
That's when you find, I love that flow when it's real, genuine Chinese and it doesn't match the English syntax.
Yeah.
I find it more attractive for some reason. Those are the sentences I love to go for because the syntax is different.
Yeah.
Let's hear it again, please.
我有好多不懂的东西。
我有好多不懂的东西. Now, you could change the verbs there as well, right? You know, 好多不喜欢的东西. There's all sorts of things.
Yes.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chinese Pod Trivia. Our first question is, how long will it take you to become an intermediate Chinese speaker using the Chinese Pod app? Is it A, the rest of your life? B, you should already be an intermediate speaker? C, 3 months? Or D, Chinese Pod has an app?
You should already be in.
Ooh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, 3 months. That's right. Head over to ChinesePod.com now to register for your access to over 4,000 lessons. Get the Chinese Pod app now on Google Play or the App Store.
But what's basically what you're saying, there's a lot of stuff I really didn't understand. The context is obviously she's talking about her academic studies.
Yes, and they're prepping for an exam.
Yes, that's right.
He's offered to help.
That's right. And now, what did this man patiently do?
他都耐心的教我。他都耐心的教我。
So, 都耐心的,
耐心 fourth
Fourth
and
and
first
first.
tone means patient.
patiently. So, explain them. Not so much, 他教我, meaning what? He explained to me, he taught
Teach,
me. He
yeah.
taught me, kind of.
Yes.
So, he very patiently taught
Taught me.
I bet he did that little whatever. I don't know what he has in mind. I don't know what his motivations
He's
are.
nice.
He's
Wants to
Totally
help her
innocent.
improve.
Okay, all right. So he's as innocent as a bunny rabbit. Okay. Now, I want to look at the word again. Patience. Patiently. How was that expressed?
耐心
So fourth and first.
Yes.
Now, 耐心的教我.
耐心的教我。
That's right. First tone, of course. So very patiently explained or taught it to me and so on. All right. Now, and furthermore, he's actually quite funny.
而且他很幽默。而且他很幽默。
Good 而且, besides, 他很幽默. Now, this is potentially confusing. I want to dwell on this if I could for a
Yeah.
second. 他
很幽默。
Okay. Tell us about that.
幽默 is a transliteration of the English word humor.
Humor.
But 幽默 here is used as an adjective.
Yeah.
Humorous.
Yes.
And he's funny.
Okay. So the word 幽默 it means it's an adjective meaning humorous. Right?
And also a noun meaning humor.
Oh, but the noun would it not be 幽默感?
That's sense of humor.
Sense of humor. Okay, so 幽默 can be an adjective and a noun.
Yes.
But in this case, it's important to understand that it's an adjective because you actually don't need a verb here.
Nope.
So in other words, again, the expression he's very funny.
他很幽默。他很幽默。
He's very humorous. There you go. You don't say. You might be tempted to say 他很有幽默 something like that. You don't need it.
Nope.
Right? I'm coming, from the perspective
English
of an
speak.
idiot. So,
No.
just to be clear.
很耐心。
很耐心。
我很耐心。
Ah, yes, that's true. Okay, so speaking of which, she actually says here that she thought originally he was something of a, boring. Something like that. So how did she say that?
以前我以为他很无聊，现在发现他真好。
All right, now the adjective for boring is
无聊。
无聊。
无聊 two second tones.
Yeah, and there's a wonderful expression that I strongly recommend to anyone to learn because it is so powerful. It conveys so much so quickly.
Yeah.
And the expression is
以为。以为。
以为.
Third and second tone.
Third and second tone.
There's a sequence of actions and realization covered
Yes.
by this one word.
Wow.
以为。
以为. All right, basically it means I used to think. I used to sort of labor under an illusion,
Yes.
as it were.
And now
And
I
now
know.
I've seen the light.
Yes.
Yeah. So, 以为, it's a super way to say. Now, if you want to say, I think now, I think you say,
我认为。我认为。
我认为, I'm of the opinion, I think. And maybe you 认为 something, but before you
以为。
以为 something else. So 以为 implies that I used to think that.
And I was proven wrong.
Yeah.
I've been proven
Right.
wrong.
And even if you don't follow up with a direct object or something here, it doesn't matter. You can still infer that it means I've changed my mind.
Yes.
Now, so let's look at this. I used to think he was really boring. Let's hear that sentence.
以前我以为他很无聊。以前我以为他很无聊。
Yeah, so before I used to think he was really boring. Now I realize.
现在发现他真好。
Now, really interesting because you don't have a pronoun here, or you don't have a 我, as in the subject is obviously
Nope. Implied,
yourself.
yeah.
Now I realize.
现在发现。现在发现。
现在发现. Super. Now I realize. Without the pronoun.
Yeah.
Right. 现在发现. Now, I know that you like this expression. 发现.
Yes.
Because I've heard you saying it.
Especially in intermediate lessons.
Yes, you do. You're very fond of the old 发现.
Which basically just means I realize or I notice.
Good. Oh, you mean the translation? I saw.
Yes.
I thought you mean you just realized that you use the expression so often.
Both.
我发现, well, speak 发现. Anyway, that could go all crazy. Let's stop that. So the last sentence then is kind of interesting too.
以后我要对他好一点。以后我要对他好一点。
So 以后, meaning after that point,
Yes.
later. I'll be a little bit nicer to him. That's big of her. 有一点, a little bit.
好一点。
Okay, let's listen to that dialogue.
我刚刚和王伟从图书馆回来，我有好多不懂的东西，他都耐心地教我，而且他很幽默。以前我以为他很无聊，现在发现他真好。以后我要对他好一点。
Okay, so that was kind of an interesting lesson, and like I said, I do think you've been slightly hard on Yang Jia. I mean, it's a good thing she's not a real person; she's just a figment.
I'm
of-
probably jealous of her.
All right, we'll be back again tomorrow with another lesson, I hope.
well.
Right now, we have to say
再见。
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number.
0718
So just go to www.chinespod.com/,
0718.
and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinespod.com/.
0718.